It's that time of the week again when we get to talk about brand new VR games out this week, games coming out next week, and of course some of that juicy VR gaming news. But before we dive into that, I want to ask you just a small little favour. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button and that subscribe if you enjoyed this video, I would massively appreciate it as we're on our road to 50k subscribers. New games this week. Well, unfortunately, the title that we have to talk about this week is Hitman VR Reloaded. Now, I did a full video on this yesterday, so I'm not going to draw this out too long, but yes, it was a bad game. It's pretty shockingly bad, actually. There's a lot of button pushes to do anything in this game. There's graphical errors. There is really just core mechanics that are pretty effed up. If you want to learn just a little bit more about this, then there is a full video on the channel. Other than that, I'm just going to leave it with save your money, don't buy this game. It's pretty trash. VR game news. Now this is where things get a little bit more interesting, so we get to talk about some of those brand new VR games, and we're going to kick that off with One True Path. This is a brand new game that actually has a little bit of intrigue about it. This is a shooter that is in a very stylized world, but they're holding back some stuff from us because in this trailer they actually reveal the fact that they don't want this to be just another freaking shooter. There is going to be something else going on with this. So apparently there's going to be some teaser trailers coming up throughout the next sort of month or so, and it'd be worth keeping an eye out because we'll learn a little bit more about this. I'm kind of hoping this is going to be like a really dope roguelite, but we'll see what it is when we learn more about it. For now, all we know is that you have a glove that turns into a 6-shooter and a glove that can like freaking force push and do some other crazy crap. It looks very cool, like I say, very stylized, and I'm very much down for this to learn a little bit more when we get to find out more in the future. I'll keep you informed. Next up, No Man's Sky just got another update as well, bringing fishing. Yes, fishing. Well, this brand new update, like I said, brings you fishing. There is going to be a bunch of new quests and paths that you can go do with this. Of course, like really this becomes more of a collectible hunt type situation, but nonetheless I'm definitely interested to jump in and just see what it's like at least. Of course, this affects everyone with a PSVR 2 or a PCVR rig, and yeah, have fun fishing. Next up is Into Black. Now this is a game I'm ridiculously looking forward to. Binary Mill is like one of my sort of like top studios at the moment. I really enjoy what they produce, and this is looking like it's going to really hold up to that bar as well. In this you're going to be basically doing a whole bunch of surviving and of course some exploration and of course some crafting. Now all of these things seem very interesting to me, so this is looking something like a sort of a Galactic Deep Rock type of game. I feel like I've got that title wrong, you can correct me in the comments, but yeah, this is definitely looking like one I'm just super intrigued by. It looks freaking gorgeous on the quest as well. From the trailers we've seen, of course, you know, we'll wait to reserve judgment until I've seen it myself, but nonetheless this is looking like one of those titles that you really need to keep an eye on, and I'm very much looking forward to really checking this out on the channel. Like I say, the studio has a pretty solid back history with really good looking games and good mechanics, so I'm hoping that this is going to continue that trend. Next up, Five Nights at Freddy Secret of the Mimic. Well, this got announced last week and it looks like it's making its way to the PSVR 2, so this is going to be a pretty exciting time. I mean, listen, I'm not really the target audience for the FNAF games anymore, but I know there is a huge audience of people that absolutely love the FNAF games, and fair play to you. I've just, you know, hung up my cape of wearing brown trousers while trying to play these games. But nonetheless, it's very exciting that we are getting another one of these releases. It shows that they must be selling well. Coming next week. Next week we are getting Chernobyl again, and I spoke about this last week, and honestly I'm pretty damn excited about this game. It's one of those games that I was not expecting to care about, but the more I learn about it, the more I'm starting to really give in and sort of care. Now you're going to be playing as someone who's going back in time. Well, the real question here is, are you going to be the fixer or are you going to be the problem? Who knows? Are you going to be the reason that Chernobyl happens? I don't know. But you'll have to play and find out. This is looking really cool. It's kind of got an atmospheric feeling, something like Into the Radius sort of style, but with the puzzle solving that we come to expect with a game like this. It just, yeah, I'm very intrigued. I can't wait to find out a little bit more about this and actually dive in for myself to experience the game. Next up, Mannequin is making its way to the main store, and I honestly think this has got a good chance of doing well, but I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comments down below. Do you think this is the type of game that's going to really make it on the store? You know, it's a hide and seek, essentially, multiplayer game. If you're unaware of how it works, you are playing as either sort of like essentially the detective type role or the alien role. If you're a detective, you're trying to figure out basically which one of these people is the alien as you're going through sort of the areas, and if you're the alien, you can actually disguise yourself as sort of like these mannequin characters because they freeze still like the other humans. So yeah, it's definitely a hide and seek, cat and mouse kind of situation, but I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions. Do you think this is something that's really dope? Are you excited for it? But let me know in the comments down below. Next up is Frenzy Extinction. This is a game that, well, I don't know, man. I'm very interested by this. I just kind of want to try it. I will say the art style for this does not lend itself to me personally, but art really doesn't make the game. Sometimes a stylistic choice like this doesn't really matter if the game is absolutely fire. So I do want to jump in there and try this for myself, because I have a weird feeling that this is going to be one of those games, actually, when you get in there, it's going to be an absolute freaking blast, and you just won't care about the fact that it looks really crappy, because really graphics aren't everything when it comes to a game. They definitely lend itself to it, but we've also, you know, had some games that look incredible that play like crap as well. So, you know, I'm pretty open when it comes to this. I want to give this a try for myself, and I'm pretty excited about it. So let's see how this one plays out. And last but not least is Hotel R, and R is making its way to the Quest. Honestly, I really like this game. I covered it a bunch way back when in PCVR. It's one of those titles that I'm just kind of glad that's making its way to the Quest. Yes, it's a little bit outdated for what kind of stuff that we're expecting to see these days, but is it a fun game? Yeah, it's just stupid fun. If you want to get in and just blast half an hour away breaking and destroying stuff, well, then this one's going to serve you pretty nicely. It's also got a pretty fun story in it, and it's got some stuff that's going to keep you coming back for more. Like, you have to purchase all the different dope things that you can use to be able to destroy the rooms, ranging from, like, you know, the pure insanity all the way to just this fun and craziness that you can unlock to go through this game. Honestly, it's a really fun one. It is what it is. It kind of says it all on the tin. This isn't one you're going to get into and lose yourself in this deep story, of course, but it is one that you're going to get into and just have a barrel of laughs. And well, that is going to do it for this week, man. It's a bit of a tight one this week, and it's a bit of a sad one because of the Hitman news. You know, I know a lot of you guys were excited for this, and honestly, so was I. It just is one of those things that, listen, they didn't deliver. I really don't like being the bearer of bad news for this kind of thing, as you probably know if you're a follower of this channel, that I really try and normally find the good in things, but with that, it just, yeah, unfortunately, there was nothing to find that was good. Other than that, though, guys, we've got a lot of other things that are coming up towards the end of this year that are freaking really exciting, and I have even tried them. So you know, just keep your eyes peeled on the channel. Batman, obviously I covered that the other week, looking like a freaking banger. We've got Metro, I'll be able to talk about that soon. We've got the Arizona Sunshine like remake, that's looking pretty banger. Aliens as well. You know, there's so many good titles still coming out at the end of this year. One bad one, let's not let it bring us down. All right, catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye.